Hello everyone, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from the North American server making his initial entry into the Hall of Fame. Welcome JPower, congratulations. He is here in his M24 Chaffee Siegfried line standard mode north spawn. 2 artillery apiece, 3 scouts apiece. Pretty even teams overall. They have 4 mediums, 2 TDs on the enemy team. 2 mediums, 2 TDs on his team, so he has a couple more heavies. His team's probably going to do better in the town. Enemy team has a good chance of being stronger in the field. Now he's starting off on the 0 line, and it looks like he's going to move up and at least spot down the 0 line to start. We'll see how far he goes here. So he's making a run down the 0 line, and he turns off to the right. He turns it basically into a half-court spotting run. He does this for 2 different reasons. Number one, if any of the opposing scouts are making a run to the north, he's going to light them up right away and be able to deal with them before they break through. Number two, if enemy tanks have pulled into these bushes back here in like H0J0, they will spot him, and so he'll see his sixth sense go off and know that there's somebody hiding in those bushes, which is a good thing to know. He didn't get lit up at the time. He's moving over to the field now. The heavy and the RHM are set up to guard the 0 line, so they don't need him as much there. Meanwhile, expecting a lot of action in the field, he's moving over here to help out. The enemy Leopard's already managed to die, and the T-37 spotted in the midfield area. Bang! M12 gets the kill shot on the E25. He gets credit for spotting. There's 2 more tanks on the bunker in G2. He can shoot through the gap in the concrete on the spick, but it backs up. Pulling just enough forward to get hit again. Looks like he's trying to move closer, maybe to set up a better angle at shooting at the SP1C. Notice what he does right now. Something to always keep in mind before you fire your weapon. He had pulled forward a little bit, now he's going to do it again to make sure he can see the guy. Now notice how he backs up to put the foliage between him and his target. What that does is keep the SP1C from spotting him when he fires. A little trick that can mean the difference between getting spotted or not getting spotted when you shoot. If there's a bush or a tree or anything in between you and the enemy, put that thing in between you. After you gain the spot, the enemy tank is going to remain lit up for several seconds. And it lets you dial in and get a shot without that tank being able to see you. When the spotting times out, you just pull forward, reacquire your target, reposition so the bush is back between you and fire again. Get off multiple shots, never being seen. The MT25 is moving a little closer. There, a good spot again. SPUNC is finally running away. Not fast enough. So the CDC has too many hit points for him to go in on that. He would lose that war even though he has a fairly rapidly firing gun. The CDC can outdamage him, so he has to wait, either get some help on the way or wait until the guy takes some damage and puts himself in a more favorable position to take the CDC out. With the ISC blocking the Midtown gate, you don't have to worry about getting sniped from over in that direction. The MT25 is moving right up against the opposite side of the bunker. Get some proxy spotting going on, probably try to shoot through the crack in the bunker as well if the opportunity presents itself. So now JPower is going to move in closer, it looks like. He's asking the MT25 if he's ready. I know he wants to tag team him and have each tank go around opposite sides of the bunker. He's saying, hey, let's go. He wants the MT25 just to pull in, but he's not doing it. And now what should happen, the MT25 should be coming around the other side and taking the CDC out. So JPower ends up taking a hit that he didn't need to take from the CDC. Big hit too. But he was able to outshoot the guy on rate of fire and take the CDC out. MT25 pays the price for kind of sitting at the end there. If he would have come around and killed the CDC, he could have put himself in a position where he'd get the kill and escape into the cover of the bunker in one move. But he chose to stay on the enemy side of it, over on the town side of the bunker, and that ended up leading to his death. MT25 had been playing him good till then, but then he just missed out on a golden opportunity to get a kill and safety in the same maneuver. Whenever you're in a situation like that, it's 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, and that enemy's gun is pointed the other way toward an ally, don't wait there and think about it. Pull out on the opposite side of his gun and start shooting. Take the heat off the guy that he's aimed at while he's rotating his gun around to try to shoot you. Now both tanks are firing at him and he dies before he can do any more damage. But if you just let him sit there and go 1-on-1 with your ally, there's no point you even being there then. Once that gun turns toward the other tank, pounce on the dude. Only the WZ-111 and 2 artillery left. He has IS-3 and 2 artillery plus himself, so close fight, but they should be able to pull this out. The WZ-111 can't see him, but he does know what direction the fire is coming from, so he turns to face that direction so he can put his thicker armor to work. And now JPower's going after these artillery.
Let's find another target. Target acquired. Target released. Enemy armor is hit. Penetration.
one more shot doesn't hit, then most likely it's on toward the next artillery. That 13 Foxtrot 3, he reloads pretty fast, so you can't count on the fact that he's already fired to give yourself a safe pass. But he gets to his side. Now watch. The WZ-111's trying to sneak in on JPower. He's watching this minimap and he sees that, so instead of loitering to get kill shots on the arty, he's like, nope, if I stay, I'm dead, I need to move on. My heavy's already died. If I die, we lose the fight right now. And I think one of his arties stepped up and took out the enemy artillery, so now it's a WZ-111 against JPower and 2 artillery. That was just pure watching the map and paying attention to threats and realizing, hey, that heavy's coming at me. If I wait another 3 or 4 seconds to get off 1 or 2 shots, he's going to kill me and we lose the fight. So I want to kill the arty, but I can't afford to right now. I need to move on. And in this case, it worked out great because his artillery got the kill as he moved off. He stayed alive and he kept his team with as much potential as possible to pull this fight out. This is by no means a done deal here, because one shot from that 111 that lands on him kills him, and then they probably lose the fight. M12 is asking him where he's going because he doesn't understand what JPower is trying to do. With the WZ-111 coming this way after him, he's trying to take a wide berth and move around, hopefully let his superior view range find the heavy before it can see him. And also, thinking that the WZ is going to move this way, he's trying to swing around and come in behind him where he can light him up from behind, maybe get a shot or two before he has to worry about ducking behind cover. But despite what the M12 thinks, what JPower is doing right now is actually a very good play. If he tries to search for him in town, he's given up one of the biggest advantages he has right now, which is superior view range. And there's no telling what would happen if, as he comes around the corner, here comes the heavy the other way. That's why even put yourself in that situation when you don't have to. Just rely on bigger view range. And now, hey, let's bait him out. I'm going to go on to cap. And if he decides to ignore me, I win. If he does what I think he does and come after me, hopefully I'll see him before he sees me. And our artillery will either take him out or damage him so bad I'll be able to finish him off. So he knocked over a couple of those trees to build up some additional concealment depending on what angle the enemy comes from. You know he's coming, because if he doesn't, you win. This is a time where you're not capping to win, although it may turn into that. You're really capping to bait. You want to pull this guy down here where you can see him, let your teammates take a shot at him. But if he doesn't come, hey, cool, thanks for the victory and the invader medal. And here he comes down the 0 line. Okay, Artie, time to do your job. He wants to get him in a little closer, and now he'll probably move off cap and seek safety. He's done his job. He has the heavy spotted. Now artillery needs to do their job. 1:22 left to go in the fight. That's something else you have to remain aware of. Don't let the clock run down too low. With the WZ-111 way down at the south end of the field, and both his already up along the north border, he really doesn't have to worry about the 111 winning the fight. There's no way he can do it. There's no way he can kill all 3 of them unless the arty gets really stupid. So if he wants to be a little bit more aggressive spotting now, it's not going to hurt him in regards as team play. It may hurt him personally because his tank may die. Down to 40 seconds pretty much, he has to light the guy up and give Artie a chance. But now's the time where don't worry about concealment and stuff. Just go get the guy lit up. Try to do damage, and hopefully the Artie's going to connect on a shot. You can see he's trying to do damage here. He misses that shot. There's only 20 seconds left. You have to try to get this kill. To lose this fight now, just sit circling. But Artie finally steps in and delivers the killing blow. He had himself set up to do Circle of Death on him, and Artie finally came through and took the guy out, wins the fight. JPower ends up 2,379 damage and 3 kills, 29 of 46 shooting, that's 63%, 510 assisted damage, 5 spots, lost 1,918 credits. Survived the fight and got Bruiser and Fire for Effect mini medals. So, his XP total was 2,250. With the bonuses, battle score 2,270. Good for 4th place on the current M24 Chaffee list. He started off doing a half-court spotting run. Oof. Now, you might ask, why didn't he go all the way down south? And you can review the film here and see what happened. He didn't get spotted, so why not just keep going? Well, that early in the fight, there's a great chance that tanks over in here are going to see you just as you pass through here, and it's going to alert the enemy that you're on the way. So you're not really going to accomplish a whole lot in most cases. Now, because typically enemy tanks move into this area where they're going to see you. If you had some kind of intel that showed this area clear, then you may want to run down here and try to use the terrain by the lake to cover your position, and then try to come across and spot or kill. But he did the smart thing. He hadn't been seen. He breaks it off. He accomplished 2 purposes. He was anti-scouting in case anybody ran north. He's also just determined, so far nobody's moved into these bushes over here because they would have lit me up, and I didn't get lit up. So for the moment, the 0 line's safe. He was expecting trouble in the field because they had 4 heavies. They had 4 mediums and 3 lights, so he repositioned over there and was able to help take out the tanks in the field. And then it rapidly moved into the end game to where he was himself and 2 Artie against the WZ-111. And so he had taken the WZ-111 was coming in this way as he was trying to kill the last remaining Artie. He ran because he knew he couldn't afford to die for the team's sake. And then instead of coming down here and trying to spot through these cracks in the buildings where if he spots the heavy could spot him, he made a wide circle, tried to put himself in a position where his superior view range would work to his advantage. And as he came around the end here, he didn't see anybody, so I was like, hey, why play games? I'm going to go on to cap and either force that guy to come back to me or he'll lose. So he knocked down the trees that were here to get a little bit of additional concealment, and then just waited. When the WZ-111 came down the 0 line, he was hoping the Artie would take him out. They weren't. He started turning this way. He waited long enough to reacquire spots on him, and then he just backed out. But by that time, he was running into trouble with the clock. So it's like, hey, I have to go get the guy lit up, keep him lit up for my Artie. He ran around this bunker and moved in and slowly spiraled in on him, and he had himself set up in a position to where he was going to be able to Circle of Death the guy. It's just a matter of, do I have enough time left to finish him off? And then Artie delivered the big boom with a mere 15. I think it was actually 16 seconds to go when he killed the guy. So it all worked out. Extremely smart play on JPower's part all the way through. You'd be hard pressed to find a mistake here, even if you went over it with a fine-tooth comb. He did everything really well. Key thing being watching the mini-map and trying to take out this artillery. He realizes if I loiter for 1 or 2 more shots, I die. Time to skedaddle. That was a key moment in the end game, because if he had been killed there, they would have lost the fight. And it all comes about, and you'll hear me film after film after film stress watching the minimap. Go to my website and look under situational awareness, and I say it as many times as possible. Situational awareness is the single best skill to develop in game. It doesn't matter how accurately you can shoot. It doesn't matter how good you learn to passive spot. It all goes for naught if you don't learn to watch the map and be aware of what's transpiring on the battlefield and learn what it means to you. That is the key to getting better at the game, improving your situational awareness. Yes, you have to improve all your other basic and foundational skills, but work on situational awareness. One of the best ways to do it, it doesn't matter whether you have a good game or bad game, if you're just learning how to play, every several battles, stop and take a break from playing and watch your replays. You just played the battle, so you'll remember a lot about them, and then watch what happened and watch the minimap and see what all you missed as well as what all you got right, and you can train yourself to get better in terms of situational awareness. From Siegfried line, standard north, being a huge factor in his team's win, and congratulations again for your first entry into the Hall of Fame. I hope to see more. Happy hunting.